Hey guys, I was just recording a video for Colorful Pockets, so I thought I'd hold up this Rubik's Cube to signal to myself where in the editing process this video starts and that one ends. I don't know if I'm gonna remember that when I edit it, but whatever. I actually remembered to use the lighting setup from that video this time, so look how well lit I am. I am pretty gosh darn well lit for this vlog here. That's right, this vlog is lit. That's a thing that kids are saying these days, right? Lit. The only lit I do is AP Lit. Am I right? Up top, students. Lit? More like, lit? More like lid, because we're going to be putting a lid on this conversation topic and move on to something else. I've been thinking about this vlog and all my videos in general, and right now I'm uploading these daily vlog videos at 11 o'clock every day, and my other channel videos at 11:30 a.m. my time, that is to say, not like in the middle of the night, that would be weird. But I'm thinking of changing that. I don't always upload at that time because for these daily vlogs, I don't really care if I get them out a little bit late as long as I get them out on the same day, so sometimes I'll just wait until I get home from school and edit them and upload them, and it ends up being later in the afternoon. And I've noticed that those ones seem to be getting a lot more views right away. Probably because most of my audience is younger and they're in school if I release the video at 11. So I'm thinking of moving my video upload date, and by date I mean time, back a little bit. I'm thinking of making my upload time 4 o'clock p.m. my time. That way, hopefully everyone is home from school and stuff, or at least getting there by the time I upload these vlogs, and you can watch it right away. That'll be cool. Also, if I don't edit a video the night before, I'll be able to edit during the day, right after I get home from school, and it'll still go up on time. Anyway, I probably already started doing this 6 days ago, since I'm deciding to do it today, which is 6 days in the past for you. So, maybe you've already noticed that, maybe you haven't, but now you know. So I've been doing, oh yeah. So since I know about half of the algorithms required for TTLL and ZZCT, I've been doing some full solves with ZZCT just to kind of get in practice with it for my competition. Even though I don't know all the algorithms yet, I know about half of them, so 50% of the time it works out. And I gotta say, it's been really cool to do the solves, because it's a totally different way of solving from anything I've ever done before, pretty much. Not entirely different, but it's really novel and really cool. I've already seen some solves where I can just see how good ZZCT is. I had a solve earlier today where it was a one trigger insert to orient all my corners, and then the TTLL was what I'm calling super soon, or no, super anti-soon. Super anti-soon is just like an anti-soon, but with R2s instead of R turns, so it's R2, U2, R2, U prime, R2, U prime, R2. Super easy algorithm. Super fast, and that was a super efficient way to solve the cube, and it's amazing. You don't get that unless you're using ZZCT. The reason it's called super anti-soon, or at least the reason I'm calling it that, is because Chris Tran, in his presentation at US Nationals, he said super soon, and he was referring to something else. And then everyone was like, what's a super soon? And he's like, oh, I meant something else. I don't remember, wide soon or something. But anyway, no one knew what a super soon was. And then I saw someone on the speed solving forums was like, we should totally start calling this algorithm, when it was the one I just said, super soon and anti-soon, and I thought that was a great idea because it's actually super helpful for remembering it, because now when I see this case, it's just I remember super anti-soon, and there you go, I know how to execute it. So yeah, that's a funny story. A little slip up on Chris Tran's parts in how he was saying things led to a new name for an algorithm, which I think is great and hilarious. I'm not sure if anyone else is calling it super soon and anti-soon, but I'm going to, and I'm one of the most vocal people about ZZCT, so maybe it'll stick. That's one of the things that's really cool about ZZCT for me, personally, is that no one else is doing it right now, so I get to be one of the first people to use it. Now that's a bad thing, because it means I have to be the one who sort of figures out good algorithms for things, and there's no one else who can really help me with it other than Chris Tran himself, for the most part. But I also like it because it means I get to invent some of the terminology, and I get to popularize it and show that it's good, hopefully, and it's a pretty cool role to be in. I haven't really had a chance to be at sort of the forefront of a new method before, and I think it's really cool to be a part of. So yeah, that's why you should start learning ZZCT too, because you can also help shape the future of ZZCT. And when I said that, I didn't mean to say ZZCT2, which would be a second variation on ZZCT, which I can't even comprehend right now. If somebody does invent a second version of ZZCT, though, that would be pretty cool, you gotta admit. Speaking of names of TTLL cases, there are so many that still need to be named. There's one where it's just a one-move conjugate to a T-perm. What are we gonna call that? A TB permutation? Nope, that's probably a bad name for it, because it's really not a different variant of a T-perm. Let's take a little bit of a philosophical break here. Naming things in general makes them easier to talk about. You know how sometimes you get like a feeling or something and you don't know how to talk about it because you don't have a name for it, and then somebody tells you a word and you're like, whoa, that means this thing that I've always known about but I've never been able to talk about because I didn't have a word for that. For example, light post. If you don't know what a light post is called, what are you going to do? Are you just going to talk about it and be like, you know that like stick thing that holds up lights? No, that's way too long of a name. You're never going to be able to talk about it. You can never have those deep philosophical discussions about light posts unless you know the word light post. Now that's just a random example off the top of my head, but you get the idea. A few more examples. Piglets. They're very hard to talk about unless you know the word piglet. I mean, sure, you can call them like baby pigs, but piglets is much more succinct, so you want to use that. Here's another one. Finger. I'm using my fingers to count stuff off. How would you know that? What would I call this? The little appendage thing on the on my hand? It's just not good. You need names for things. That's my point. Really, I just want to name everything. Guys, sign my change.org petition to name literally everything. If we get like 100 signatures or something, I'm pretty sure like the Oxford English Dictionary will just go ahead and name literally everything in the world. But anyway, now that I've done my part as an American citizen and a citizen of the world, I think it's safe to end the vlog, so I will see you tomorrow.